Tonight, we are looking at a proposal that has ignited a firestorm of debate across the country. The Trump administration has floated a truly dramatic idea. It involves one of the most talked about visa programs in America. The proposal suggests a new fee for companies wanting to hire foreign workers on an H-1B visa. But this isn't just any fee. The proposed amount is a staggering $100,000 per application. It's a number designed to make everyone stop and take notice. The central question is a powerful one. Could this move finally force companies to hire American? The administration is framing this as a cornerstone of its America First agenda. The logic presented is straightforward. By making it incredibly expensive to hire a foreign worker, companies will have no choice but to look inward. They will have to invest in training and hiring from the domestic talent pool. Supporters are calling it a bold and necessary step to protect American jobs. They argue it will end what they see as the misuse of the visa program. But critics are sounding the alarm, calling the proposal a reckless economic experiment that could backfire in spectacular fashion. This isn't just a policy debate happening in the halls of Washington. This is a conversation taking place in boardrooms and at kitchen tables. It touches on deep-seated anxieties about job security and global competition. To understand the weight of this proposal, we first need to understand the H-1B visa itself. What is it, and why is it so important? The H-1B is a non-immigrant visa. It allows U.S. companies to temporarily employ foreign workers in specialty occupations. These jobs typically require a bachelor's degree or higher in a specific field. Think of software engineers, doctors, architects, and scientists. For decades, this program has been a critical pipeline. It has allowed American companies, especially in the tech industry, to fill roles where they say there is a shortage of qualified domestic candidates. The program is incredibly popular, and that is part of the controversy. Each year, the U.S. government sets a cap on the number of new H-1B visas available. That cap is currently set at 85,000. However, the demand far outstrips the supply. In recent years, U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services has received hundreds of thousands of applications for those limited spots. This has led to a lottery system to decide who gets a visa. The high demand signals just how much companies rely on this program to find the talent they believe they need to grow and stay competitive. But this reliance has fueled a long-running and often heated debate. Critics of the H-1B program argue that it has become a tool for companies to suppress wages. A recent in-depth analysis by CBS News sheds more light on the potential impact of this $100,000 fee. Their reporting team spoke with a wide range of business leaders, economists, and immigration lawyers. The reaction from many employers, especially in the tech sector, was one of shock and disbelief. A senior executive at a major Silicon Valley firm, speaking anonymously, told CBS that such a fee would be catastrophic. He explained that while a large corporation might be able to afford the cost for a few essential hires, it would completely shut out startups and smaller businesses from accessing global talent. The report highlights a critical point from several economists. They worry about the unintended consequences. One expert from the Brookings Institution explained that the fee doesn't exist in a vacuum. Companies needing highly specialized talent won't simply give up. Instead of hiring an American who may not have the niche skills required, they are more likely to move the entire project or even the whole department overseas. The result? The job is still not filled by an American, and the associated economic activity, including supporting roles and tax revenue, is lost to another country. It's a scenario where America could lose both the talent and the jobs. Immigration lawyers interviewed by CBS News pointed to another potential issue: the creation of a two-tiered system. They predict that the $100,000 fee would make the H-1B visa a luxury item, available only to the wealthiest corporations for their most senior-level positions. This would fundamentally change the nature of the program. The supporters of this proposed fee are passionate, and honestly, their argument is pretty compelling. They believe the H-1B program, in its current form, has been abused for way too long. They point to data suggesting that a lot of H-1B jobs are actually for entry-level IT positions, not for uniquely skilled geniuses. From their perspective, large outsourcing firms have basically flooded the lottery system, making it easier to replace American workers with visa holders who are paid less. A $100,000 fee, they argue, would immediately stop this practice. It would force companies to finally make a serious investment in training American workers, especially recent college graduates. This camp really sees the issue through the lens of fairness and national priority. An advocate for one of the leading groups told us, "For years we've been told there's a skills gap, yet we see qualified American IT professionals struggling to find work." However, opponents of the fee paint a very different picture. They argue that this isn't really about protecting jobs, it's about damaging the very engine of the American economy: innovation. Leaders from the technology and biotechnology sectors warn that progress doesn't happen in isolation. It requires collaboration and access to the world's most brilliant minds. They argue that many of the most significant American companies have been built on the contributions of immigrants. By making it prohibitively expensive to bring in top talent, the United States risks falling behind in critical fields like artificial intelligence, clean energy, medical research. They argue that high-skilled immigrants are not just job takers, they're job creators. An H-1B worker who joins a research team contributes to developing a new product. The ripple effect: will this fee really bring jobs home? Now we have to analyze the central question: will this fee actually lead to more companies hiring Americans? The reality is, it's probably far more complicated than a simple yes or no. For some positions, particularly those where qualified American candidates are readily available, the fee might work as intended. A company that was previously using the H-1B program to find a mid-level programmer at a lower salary might now find it more cost-effective to hire an American and pay the market rate. In these specific cases, the fee could shift the hiring calculus and open up opportunities for domestic workers. However, for the highly specialized, hard-to-fill roles that the H-1B program was originally designed for, the outcome could be very different. Consider a company searching for one of the world's few experts in a specific type of quantum computing. That talent is not something that can be created with a 6-month training program. If that expert is foreign, the company faces a choice. It could pay the $100,000 fee, treating it as a necessary cost of doing business. Or, and honestly this is the more likely scenario for many, it could decide to open a new research lab in a country that welcomes that talent, like Canada or Germany. The American job is never created. Furthermore, we have to consider the impact on entrepreneurship. A significant number of startups in the United States have been founded by individuals who initially came here on visas like the H-1B. A $100,000 entry fee would make it impossible for a small, bootstrapped startup to hire a critical co-founder or an early employee from abroad. This policy could inadvertently prevent the next Google or Tesla from ever getting started. The final analysis: a high-stakes gamble for the American economy. In conclusion, the Trump administration's proposal for a $100,000 H-1B fee is a high-stakes gamble with the American economy. Born from a genuine desire to protect American jobs, the evidence suggests it could trigger a cascade of negative consequences. The policy is a blunt instrument aimed at a nuanced problem. It fails to distinguish companies that may be misusing the program from those legitimately seeking irreplaceable world-class talent. Talent that drives innovation and creates new industries here in the United States. My prediction, based on experts and business leaders, is that this fee would not lead to widespread job creation for Americans. It might curb some abuse by outsourcing firms, but the broader effect would likely be damaging. But a more effective solution is surgical reforms, not a financial bomb. Raise minimum salary requirements for H-1B workers to prevent wage undercutting, crack down on firms that abuse the lottery system. Ultimately, this debate is about the kind of economy we want to build. Do we build walls, hoping to preserve what we have? Or do we build bridges, trusting that attracting the world's best talent leads to greater prosperity? It's a critical question. We want to know what you think. Will this fee save American jobs or send them packing? Please share your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you for joining us tonight. Like this report if you found it informative. Subscribe for more in-depth analysis on the issues that matter most.